Caragor Studios Remnant Lunar Archon. My brain is going, I know, you see, somehow the world will change for me.
And
that is a wonderful opener. Hello, welcome back to Remnant Lunar Archon, Caragor Studios. Maury's brain has just started singing. Session 96. Hope you're having a lovely week. I know I am. No reason to waste too much time. We're going to start off here in a moment. But first I'm going to tell us that in-game the time is Tuesday, July 17th. I'm sorry, the 11th of July, year 417, post-schism at 7 p.m. And we're going to roll a die to see who gets to give the recap. I didn't note it down, so I don't know who gave it last time, but I feel like it was Jocelyn, which makes it convenient that she's currently muted and will be here soon. Let's see. Oh, there's my note, so I can actually type it down this time of who gave it. It is Chris. Would you like to give the recap?
I will do my best, but bear with me.
Roar.
There has been another game, and I enjoyed playing that lollipop wielding adorable friend finder.
We can all work together.
So we were en route to check in on the lady to find out if she de-aged or if she died or what all may have happened. We were kind of just making our way back, and then there was like deep, serious discussions between characters, with Thicket seemingly confused and hurt that Garon was confused and hurt, and Garon confused and hurt, and not knowing where Thicket was at and what was going on, and them processing all of that, and Thicket being surprised at Garon, and Garon not knowing how to feel, and a lot of deep emotional trauma being built up, things that have maybe been bubbling for a while, and finally came out in a way. And so we are in the process of doing that as we, I think we have not made it back yet. Am I correct? We're not back in the city yet?
I've arrived back in the city.
Okay, see, I told you I was not going to do a great job. But anyway, so
okay.
we made it back to the city. And
we're working together.
Doing stuff in the city, and
you can
things
ask
happen.
Your party members for help.
Yes, I would like to phone a friend, please.
Which friend are you phoning?
Whoever feels like they can help.
Phone a friend. I actually took notes.
Thank you.
Even though I don't remember what happened. So, Gambit made Gron see the error of his ways, but Gron didn't want to apologize. Asher, stop screaming. We ran into a bunch more Beedrills, and we tried to run, but we had to fight them. And then we killed them all, and then we went to Calcite, and I don't have anything written down after that. All I remember is Gron had a conversation with some dude that the party knew from earlier, I think.
To fill in the blanks.
That's all I got.
Yes. The party successfully defeated some Grim, came back to town. Let's see, where is the guy? Not Cyprus, he's chilling back in Vane. Well, actually, he's not in Vane, they're off somewhere else gallivanting.
Oh yeah, I got us. Duh.
Where is this guy? It's not that guy. Where are you? Oh, where are you? See, this is why I should have had my notes open. I thought I wouldn't need them, and I was wrong.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Let's see. Open the home brewery. Lunar Archon. Open shareable version, so it doesn't try to update constantly. Yeah. Site. Where is his name? Where is his name? Lars Silverman. After talking with Lars Silverman, who is the captain of the guard here. Let me go ahead and share. It's this relatively normal-looking guy with some blonde hair. Go off to gameplay. There we go. Talking to him, you were like, "Hey, can we talk to the guy, Mr. Sadai? See if he can let us stay in town. If maybe he can cover the cost of one of our locations because we killed off your hags, and maybe you've got some stuff for us, like some armor." And he's like, "Well, we can get you some armor. Not really magical, but hey, we can get you some studded leathers, which apparently Garand has been wearing regular leathers, so even studded leather would be an upgrade." As well as you...
Is Micah coming out for anyone else?
Oh no.
Horribly.
Oh, okay. Okay. See, that's why
It's
I didn't...
you'll have moments where it's all fine, and then it'll be like 20 straight seconds of roboting.
Dude, you stutter like a scratched CD.
Oh, see, this is why I didn't want to have my, whatchamacallit open? My web browser. Because I think that's what does it, is when I'm on another tab, it makes my Discord go a little funky. Doesn't like being put in second place, I guess. I wish it would chill. Maybe I should...
Just do it own.
And maybe I'll try and set it to, like, high priority or something. I don't know. We'll see. But, yes. Lars Silverman. He was successfully spoke to the Lars. Assuming you can still hear me okay, now that I've clicked onto Fantasy Grounds. You talked to Lars. You told him you'd like to stay somewhere, and he said, yeah, we can keep you in the... why am I not remembering what it's called? The Rivertop House. The Rivertop House, in case you didn't hear me the first time, since I know I clicked onto the webpage to be able to see that. And Garand was like, yeah, sure, that works. And then went to, I don't remember where he was going. While he was doing that, however, as we'll come back to the others, Thicket was writing a letter that will be delivered upon the time in game when you decide you're going to deliver it.
I put it on his pillow.
Nice.
I don't think we were told where we were sleeping.
Yeah, once you have a pillow to put it on. And then I believe so Doug was going with Gambit, while John was going to see the tavern, the Greenboro Inn, whereas Gambit and Douglas went to we're going toward Mastema and Envir's house. The couple who were affected by a curse that has caused Mastema to age a decade for every year that passes. So, unless we want to bounce off to somewhere else, I think we'll probably need Gambit to be able to talk. No, you're coughing, but I believe in you. We won't be bothered by the noise, you're fine.
Just do me a favor.
Dog barking.
Sound like this. Just sound like yeah.
Sound like I've been smoking.
Well, I know that's not true.
No.
But as you approach the small house that you had been to before, the lights are it's not well lit. You might be able to see a little bit of a flicker coming from one of the rooms, assuming they have a candle. What would you like to do as you walk up to this small place?
Just knock on the door.
After doing so, a few moments pass and the door opens and you see
Oh, sure.
where is his face? Where is his name?
Hey, Logan.
Where is it?
No, sir.
Drow. Yes. You open it to see Envir the Drow. Open the door. I believe he's a Drow. If I'm forgetting, sorry. Put that in the list of things that I've gotten wrong in the timeline. He's a Drow now. Consider yourself in multiple dimensions and realities. As you see Envir open the door. Oh, it's you again. How did everything go?
Yeah. Well, they're dead.
Wonderful.
So, great. It went
So do you
swimmingly.
think it's only going to be a matter of time before she returns to her form?
Who's she?
Mastema. My wife.
Oh. I listen, I came here to figure out. I don't have the answers. We didn't really ask him before we killed him. We just kind of killed him.
I can understand that.
So she still not normal?
She's still old.
Well, does she feel old?
Sema, how are you feeling? Tired?
Okay.
I'm gonna go with yes. The adventurers are back. Oh.
But it shouldn't get worse.
I hope so.
Or I don't know, it could get worse. Who knows?
As the older lady huddles over with a cane. Well, actually, she's not that old. The older woman walks over. Oh. I suppose... Well, evidently I'm not cured. Or turned back, at least.
Well, at least you didn't, like, disintegrate into dust. So,
that is a benefit.
There's that.
So you said you think it would stop me aging fast, but my not will be back?
I have no idea how it works. But based off, like, how they had such a curse on the place, and then after we killed them, the curse kind of left, I would assume that their curses would not hold any more power anymore.
I see.
But that's just a guess. The curses that come from deals could be different from the ones that they put on the land. So who knows?
I guess one way or another, we'll just have to make the most of whatever time we have left, whether it's 20 years or 2.
Yeah, that's probably a good attitude to have. I hope it's more than 2, but
We hope so.
you never know.
I don't have much to offer.
Oh no.
We have some food.
That's not why I'm here. I was just making sure you weren't dead.
I appreciate it. I'm in your debt. I have no way to pay you. Not really. And I understand, but I want to thank you. And I wish I had a way to. If you ever need anything that we can help with, I don't know what that could be. We'll be here. And Jocelyn just disappeared. Gambit dissipates, and Doug is unable to speak due to becoming mute. Gambit reappears, poofs back out. Oh, I couldn't see you for a second. You must be that stealthy.
Yeah. Sometimes I like flicker in and out of existence.
Oh my, that must be horrifying. You should talk to your friend who does that on purpose.
Oh, the
yes, we don't have...
drag. Okay.
Yeah, that was Mike's joke about. Well, we are in your debt. If you ever need anything from us, I don't have anything to offer you, but I do want to thank you.
Sure. If
there's anything we
you
can
ever
ever
need,
do,
like a doily or something, we'll come to you.
what's a doily?
Oh, it's the like fancy thing that you put on your couch.
They look
Okay.
around. You have a couch.
Oh, I don't know.
Couches are expensive. Tables
Yeah,
are
couches are expensive.
We can't afford places to sit.
I mean, they have tables and a bed. Like they have places to sit, but a couch, that's luxurious. That's like a bed specifically for sitting. Would you like to come in and have some dinner? You have a place to stay for the night.
Yeah, we do. We got it covered with the city, so don't worry. We're getting our money's worth. Yeah. So we got a place to stay, so I'll just let y'all guys, get back to it.
Yeah. I can't say it enough.
Well, you won't be able to say it again because I'm gonna leave. Goodbye.
Gambit walks away.
That was awesome.
I love Gambit so much.
I don't think he knows how to accept praise very well, Anvir. No, I can't imagine he does. The evening remains quiet. What will John do? John Doe, John Do.
John is finishing blowing his nose.
He's related to Yondu?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
exactly.
John is finding a tavern. To
Happen to
see
know
if
where
I
one
can
of those?
procure. Huh?
Happen to know where one of those is. There's the Greenboro Inn, run by Celine Greenboro.
Sweet. Let's go.
You find yourself to the tavern, which on a Tuesday night is fairly quiet.
I guess
especially
I'll
at this
go up to
time.
the barkeep.
Stay in it.
You
Go up
head
to
up
the
to
barkeep.
the, let me double check. You head up to the motherly looking halfling woman, woman with her hair braided into this thick braid that goes around and over her shoulder, wearing simple but solid, fairly nice clothes, but simple, effective. She looks up at you. Hi, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Well, you were here just a few days ago, or a week, I suppose. You all had dinner
It
here?
was?
Yeah, you and the rest of your group. You talked to me asking me
Oh,
about
yeah.
the witches.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were in Calcite 4. Anyways,
This isn't
I was curious.
Oh, yes,
you
it is
guys-
calcite. That's Micah's fault. I almost said it wasn't calcite. See, even I'm losing
That's
it.
that shows how forgettable it is. Not only did he forget being there, but she forgot where she lived.
Yep, that's just how bad it is here on the river.
What was I gonna say?
There's no magic. They don't even have like magic armor. Yeah, this place is like, this is Kodum.
This is a backwater town where the most
On the river backwater.
the most interesting thing they have is the Shrine of Erebus. That is the place. So mostly, like, if you're a pilgrim coming, great. Otherwise, there's not a lot of reason to come here.
Is there a rich toad here that owns a car?
Why do I not understand the reference?
This it's a Wind and Willows reference.
Hey, you've never seen Wind in the Willows? Come on, dude.
I'm sorry to
That's rough.
disappoint you all yet again.
The book is good, like on a lot of levels. There's some really good stuff there.
Anyways, I wanted to know if you would have like if we'd be able to do a performance one of these nights.
You're welcome to.
If that
We don't get a lot of traveling
Awesome.
musicians. You're welcome to. I can cover your food if you like. If you're willing to play.
that would be awesome. Yeah.
Right? Anytime you want to come in the next few nights. I don't have anyone booked or anything. We occasionally have some of the locals come and play, but it's more for fun.
Sweet.
We've got someone who plays the
Yeah,
bottles
we
quite
could
well.
just use the pocket change occasionally. So sweet.
I think we also have a
Alright,
flautist
well, I
somewhere
guess-
around here, but not sure. Haven't seen her in a while.
Interesting.
You might be going off trying to head south. Go to the Bard's College.
Hmm.
You ever been? If you're a musician, I imagine it's on your list of places to go.
Where?
The Bard's College, down in Coral.
Oh yeah, I trained there.
Oh, incredible. I'm looking forward to your performance then.
Yeah.
I can spread the word. We've got a professional here.
Yeah, we can do a little bit of advertising too, drum up some spectators.
Yeah. I'd be down for it. When people come, they enjoy the music, they get a drink, and get another drink, and then another drink. So, works for me.
And everybody's happy. Awesome. Well, I guess I'll see you one of these nights. Well,
Cheers.
not sure about the exact day yet. Not sure how long we'll be here.
Alrighty. This would be about the time that, where Thicket, where are you writing? Thicket, where are you finishing off and signing your letter?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even fully sure where we are.
Y'all are in...
Because
Okay.
Thicket spent so much time writing the letter, he wasn't paying attention to where we were.
So Thicket doesn't know where you are. You know that you're on a river. So you're in Calcite, the town of Calcite. A fairly small town, all things considered. It does have some fencing and exterior protection on the outside, as well as farmland up and down the river a bit, as well as a handful of boats that seem to dock toward the, downriver a bit. But the most notable thing about the town is that through various ropes, bridges, and other structures, there are a variety of buildings built on the river itself. So the Greenboro Inn floats atop the river, in addition to several others. And upriver toward the top, toward the end and the top of the river in town, is the Rivertop mansion, or the Rivertop house, where the Lord is, where the Lord stays.
Like a New Orleans vibe, sort of. I don't know. They have some like floating restaurants and stuff.
Yeah, that kind of vibe. That kind of setup. Several stores. Do you think you figure there are probably a couple of houses on the water?
Is there like a park bench or something?
Sure. You find yourself on a bench floating atop the water on one of the bridges.
Wait, the bench is floating or the bridge is floating?
The bridge is connecting the houses that are floating, and there's a bench on the bridge on the houses on the water.
Ah.
On the hole in the bottom of the sea.
I was wondering if you could fit it.
That felt very soft.
Uh,
The payoff was good.
I think I will just stay there until we figure out where we're sleeping.
Around this time, Garand and John would both be kind of heading toward each other, I suppose. John went around to find people, and I think Garand was doing the same to go find his party members. So we'll say you two run into each other in sight of Thicket, but not directly next to him.
We run into each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, I make a dexterity saving throw to not fall prone.
I mean, if you want to actually run into it, you know what? Now you are. Go ahead and both make dexterity saves.
Alright. Love it.
If you roll really badly, you're falling in the river.
That didn't even go... Oh, come on. I dropped it in the thing and it bounced out and it rolled a 19.
That's rough, buddy.
What? It doesn't do it now. Oh, come on.
Okay, you manage not to fall down. You do stumble back a little bit, and Garand has no issue catching himself, but neither of you fall into the water.
Weed. Hey, buddy, I got us a gig.
Oh, sorry about that. I've been looking for you all everywhere. You got us a gig. Now, normally I'd be right on board, but I have to be honest. With everything that's been happening, I don't know that I'm in the right headspace for that. So, I did get us rooms. We're actually at the Rivertop house. We've got it taken care of. So, we're good, right? We're all right, but yeah.
I mean, you don't have to perform if you're not up to it. That's no biggie.
Yeah, I think until we get this whole thing settled one way or another, I can't imagine I'll be in any right state of mind for that.
We get the whole thing settled. Like,
look, I love all of you like family. I have tried to treat you all like family, and I have felt not that.
Or are you just talking about the thing with Thicket and
acquaintance? Yes, you may see it as that big of a deal, and Gambit tried to smooth things over, but then indicated that I was the only one that should apologize. Which, I mean, maybe Gambit didn't think about it from my perspective, or maybe he just doesn't agree with my perspective, whatever. But that was the wrong way to go. So while I may need to apologize to Thicket for some things, I'm not in a place where I think that I'm the only one in any sort of wrong here. So I would not count on that as being highly likely.
Well, not to butt in too much, but little piece of advice: the taking the high road, being the first one to apologize, could soften the mood and get Thicket to also apologize if you think that Thicket should apologize. Because if you guys both avoid each other and don't talk, then no one's going to apologize. Someone's going to start first. Just little advice. You don't have to follow it, but that's my piece.
Yeah, John. And maybe I will get to that point to be the first one, and maybe it'll go on. I don't know, but at this moment, I'm hoping that it resolves and quickly, because I have felt an imbalance that I felt like I have cared more for the rest of the group than I have felt I have received. I have felt the closest concern from Gambit, which is interesting because we met him weeks or possibly even a month or more after being together. So I hesitate to say the exact time, of course, but yeah, it is truly not something I am as interested in. So anyway, we'll see how it goes, but I hope to be done with it one way or another soon. So
you do you.
What's that?
Let me know if you change your mind.
Right, will do. At least for tonight, you can probably count me as out. So
it probably wasn't gonna be tonight anyways, but yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll.
Let me know if you change your mind.
Well, yeah, we'll get there, mate. Whatever. All right. So where is everyone else? Can we find them together?
I do not know. So
I'll follow you around.
Would we see Thicket sitting there?
Yeah, you would see Thicket looking off and occasionally scribbling and not seeing y'all currently.
Because
so he might have begun to hear you.
Or
not clearly enough to hear what you were saying, but you might hear the voices carry over the water.
I mean, if we're looking for people, there is Thicket right there.
Wait, what? Oh, goodness gracious! I can't believe that. All right, well.
You asked where people were. I just gave you an option.
It's just odd. It's odd that I would literally run into you and then say, "Hey, let's find the rest," and one's right there. That's just odd. But regardless, you know what? Be thankful for small things, right? Anyway, so all right, we'll go ahead and let him know what the situation is. I will go try to find the rest. Do you know where others might have gone? I imagine Gambit may have gone back to that couple's house.
I honestly have no idea where anyone went. So your guess is as good as mine here.
Right. Well.
But if you got an inkling where somebody might be, then let's head that way.
Yeah, I think we might as well head to the couple's place then. I vaguely remember the direction. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to do like an investigation or survival or some other thing to remember?
Yeah, make an investigation.
One of the things I'm good at. Yay!
Gambit's gonna pipe in over the earring and be like, "Hey, I just got back to the city from the couple house. Where are your guys at?"
I thought the city was pretty large. I thought 2 miles would not be enough in the city. Is that wrong? Was I wrong?
In this town, it's enough. Not from the far top of the river to the bottom of the river. Both y'all all being kind of centralized. You're within the area.
Okay.
Like from the Rivertop house to the inn is probably a bit over 2 miles. Bit too far. But
okay.
As
all right, well, then
you hear Gambit saying that, you look over toward the what's it called? The edge of a river. Not the
Riverbank?
shore.
Or the riverbank.
Bank, yeah. You see over toward the riverbank, walking along the riverbank because Envir and Mastema's house is on solid ground. You see Doug and Gambit walking as Gambit says this around.
Oh, hey. Wait, yeah. No, I should have thought of that. Good job, Gambit. Hey, I got us a place to stay. We can stay at the and I'm saying it into the earring now, assuming that everyone is relatively close to
I
this.
thought we had already said it over the earring, but
You know what? You may have. It feels like it's been weeks since I talked to you guys, but maybe I was just confused. I apologize. But yeah, we can all stay at the Rivertop house, and that's taken care of for us. So won't cost us nothing. We're good. You know, doing all that. So I'm gonna go get a bite and turn in. So I will see you gents back at the rooms or in the morning for breakfast or whatever.
okay.
We all head back to the inn.
Well, what time is it?
Stood at 7:30. Probably 7:30. Assuming you can
in the
hear me
evening.
Yeah, it was evening time.
Yeah.
I guess I'll get things printed tomorrow, if I can, or just get paper.
I was about to say you're gonna have to find
Anyways.
someone who has a printer.
Yeah,
printing
I
press
figured
is
that's probably not likely in this podunk town.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Have a
little
printer.
harder to find a printing press here.
So I might just get some paper and do it myself.
This is more like Kiyoshi Village, like way more than it's even like Omashu. So.
I
Yes.
don't understand the reference, so
Oh, Avatar, womp womp. All right, anyway, keep going.
I haven't seen Avatar yet. It's on my list.
Oh, my Lanta.
Pretty good one to go on the list.
I did not grow up liking anime, all right? So
Oh, okay.
I'm still not a huge fan of anime, but yeah, it's on my list to watch.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna throw a Gambison in your inventory, Garand. It's the Fungal Bruise version of studded leather.
Okay. Can you help me be just equipped? Because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to screw anything up.
No worries. Anytime you want to equip or unequip something, there's these dots on the right side of your inventory with the C, E, or empty. Empty means you don't have it, C means you're carrying it, and E means you've got it equipped.
Yay, +1 AC, thanks. I guess I could just give them the old one, and then if they want, they can just have it, because, like...
Sure. Why turn
Again,
down a good pair of leathers?
Like, you know what I mean? Like... Again, the whole point of the money was to try to, like... be able to, like, do nonsense stuff like, hey, I want to buy a round of drinks for everybody in the bar to schmooze someone in case Gambit needs to go steal something, or, you know, maybe John needs to talk to someone, or, you know, Doug needs to fight somebody or whatever, and I have money, so I can, like, that was the whole reason, like, to do all the money stuff before. So I don't know. He's not particularly, like, materialistic. It's just he knows how useful money can be. So anyway. Yeah, he's good. He just give back to him. He's like, here, you can have my old suit. But yeah, he's heading.
Alright, so Garand will head upwards to the river house, a little bit of a walk. Where's the rest of the party gone?
If it's 7:30, yeah, I'm gonna go up there with him.
Alrighty. And, ticket.
That's the
Yes.
ticket.
Where are you going?
To the inn.
To the inn or to the sleeping place at the Rivertop house?
Wherever we're sleeping.
Rivertop house. Gambit? Are you heading to the house? The
Gambit
house?
might go for a late night swim in the river before heading back.
Wait, you're a moth. Is that going to ruin your antenna and wings?
No, he was raised in the ocean.
He also didn't have wings. And yes, he was
I'm
raised
just-
Yeah.
on not technically an island. You are on a peninsula, because you are still locked to the continent, within Reef itself. But like, It's a city on a landmass that has water on basically both sides of the city. Like, both sides of the city are port. So yes, you've been swimming plenty of times. Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check. And what is Doug doing?
I'm swimming.
I guess Doug is going to head back to the house. And I need Jocelyn to give me an athletics check.
Oh. What? My athletics is not good.
Does Gambit's armor cause like the water to warm up?
Why is my athletics so bad? I shouldn't.
Because you're not very strong.
You're a dex monkey, not a strength monkey.
But you can still swim pretty well. You enjoy a nice swim in the cool river. You have to get used to the current pulling you a little bit, but it's not too bad. Especially not on the town itself. Like, if it was rapids, the houses would not be floating here. Over a few minutes, you're all able to find your way up to and into the Rivertop house, talking to several guards who would escort you to... You find that though it looks like a mansion from up front, it actually is more of an estate that goes in a couple different directions, or that kind of disperses out a little bit. So while there is a main building where you imagine guests might come in, eat, take meetings, etc., there are other small houses and effectively villas, and you are led to one of these small buildings that is extremely well kept, has enough space for all of you, isn't excessively large, but you do get the sense it's a good place for guests to stay. Do you need multiple rooms, or will you be alright with just one? The guard asks.
I mean, if we can all fit, if there's room for the 5 of us plus Jackie,
We can certainly get you a second room if you need one.
I mean, you know what your sizes are, mate. Look at that, and as they walk up, see them, right? And you make the best decision. I trust your judgment. So, yes, no,
Yeah,
I don't
let's
know.
get you one of the other rooms. I mean, a little bit more work for the maids, so if you want to leave them a tip, I'm sure they'd enjoy it. But, yeah, I think you'd be better off in having 2 rooms. Who's coming to the second?
Please tip those maids. I know how hard it is to make coin in this world, so...
That's the truth.
In fact, here you go, bud. Here's 2 gold for you.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you know...
I'll have to buy my daughter something nice. Oh, with this much money, it'd have to be something very nice.
No, it's great, mate. You're good. You're good.
I thought gold was like equivalent to $1.
No.
It's more like... I think it's more like a Is it more like a silver or a copper I think it's more like a copper that's equivalent to $1.
Copper is $1. Yeah.
Effectively. So he just tipped $200.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
Yeah, because I think like a mug of beer is like 4 copper, and then a shovel is something like a silver and a half or something. So people equated that to be like, oh, if you look at things, and it varies wildly, depending on what you're looking at, and it's hard to tell exactly what the prices, quote unquote, should be. But that's the general consensus, is that a copper is roughly $1. So in modern campaigns that people will sometimes run, that's usually the commonality, is they just only use copper and then they call it dollars. But he will lead you over to another second similarly shaped villa. Each of these do have a couple of beds in them, and he brings a third cot. I guess I'll just put it in one of the rooms, and you can all decide how you want to divvy them up.
Yeah, it's fine. How do we go about food? I did not make that part of the arrangement, I don't think. So I would like how we can eat.
Well, it's a little late. The master, Lord, has already eaten his own dinner, but you're welcome to come to the mess anytime. The chef should be up for a couple more hours. Prepping things for the morrow. If you want any food, as he points down toward the main building. If you head in this way, take a left, go up the stairs, you'll find the kitchen. larder, and we'll be able to have you taken care of well.
Thank you, sir. Do I need a key or
No.
What's the?
The guards
No.
stay around. The keys shouldn't be an issue. If you want to keep your room, we do have some. The doors can lock, but it isn't something we typically need. But guests can have them at your discretion.
No, if the others end up taking one, then I'll get one as they do. But no, it should be all right. I feel like we're safe being relatively close to the Lord, so it's all right. Thank you. I appreciate your help. I'm going to get a bite, and I will pick whatever's left. I don't mind. All right, thank you, sir. And Garon's like basically beelines it to go eat because it's been a week. It's been a
The
really
rest of the
rough
party
week.
would be somewhere around, given y'all kind of would have walked that way together, except for Gambit. So y'all could hear the conversation enough where you know where the food is and that you've been divvied up 2 rooms with keys at permission.
Ticket will leave the note now.
Which room do you leave it in? The room with 3 beds or the room with 2 beds?
Did Garon put his stuff anywhere?
Did Garon put his stuff in the room?
No, because he was going to let himself be the last to pick. He's letting others get a first choice. So.
Okay. Well then. Never mind. We'll figure it out later.
To wait.
I mean, you could also orchestrate where you want him to be.
It's true. You could say, hey, you're taking this room and you're taking this room, so Garon has this bed.
I mean, like you were able to at least realize that Garon seemed the least frustrated with Gambit. But other than that, that would be the best that you could probably guess about where he was at. So if you wanted to be like, hey, Gambit, stay there with Garon and Doug and John, come stay with me, like that, you could technically orchestrate it that way if you wanted.
It's all right.
So I don't know.
We go have dinner.
John is not going to join for dinner. He's going to go to bed.
Doug?
John does not want to be a burden.
I think Doug might be on a phone call or something. Hopefully he'll be back soon. I don't recall if he sent anything in the chat. Listening but not able to talk. That's right. Okay, we'll assume Doug will go to food dinner. You would go into the fairly nice main mansion building. Not truly a mansion, but a 3-story, fairly wide building, which you imagine has quite a few rooms. You're not sure all their purposes. Thicket, with your passive perception, you would easily see that past the villas. However, it's been organized. There is what looks to be a spring off in the distance, quiet in the evening. I believe the skies were clear today, so there is moon... well, actually, let's see. Yes, there is moonlight. It is a waxing gibbous. The moon is almost full. But you'd be able to find yourself to the larder. Heading up, you would see a fairly well-sized, clearly is the right kind of chef who is taking care of himself, but also enjoys his food, of a dwarven man. Chopping some different vegetables, and it looks like preparing a few different meats. You step in toward the kitchen. Hey, all I can get for you. I don't see you guests.
Yeah, we cleared out the hags, and I.
Hey, good on you. I can't say I actually believed in them, but I guess if we killed them, they must have existed.
Oh yeah, no. There was some interesting things there, and it was, Anyway, the Grimm are back in the forest, so that's the bad thing. They kept the Grimm away, right? But then they offered their own problems, so But Grimm are typically everywhere anyway, so you're trading one poison for another. But anyway, and thankfully the Lord remembered us from some things that we did in Vacuo, and
very nice.
So
I must say, when it comes to poison, you won't find any of that here. Just some good food. What can I get for you?
I appreciate that. Well, but I have to be honest, as a dwarf, would you even really know? Because you can just drink a whole bottle of that stuff.
This is true. I admit I have used nightshades as seasoning before, but totally for my food. I'm fully aware that most other races can't quite stomach it the way we can.
No, you guys got the intestinal fortitude of the greats, the heroes of old. But yeah, no, I'm hungry. It looks like some of my mates are hungry. So honestly, whatever you feel like doing, I'm okay with. I would prefer fish because fishing town,
That
right?
is our signature. We got some fresh catches already.
Yeah. So, but otherwise, it's whatever you like. I don't know if they have a personal request. I'll let them speak for themselves.
And,
but I'm whatever you want to make, sir.
And fish for your familiar too. He points down a thicket.
Oh
Wait,
no,
what?
it's not. Oh yeah, no. Hey, sorry.
I'm sorry. Did that just talk?
Hi.
His eyes just widened for a second. You know,
the
just
cat wearing clothes and a hat is not the most disturbing thing.
I'm just gonna, I've seen the Lord move water like it's. I just don't know what it's like. He just moves it around the air, seemingly magically. So you know what? I'm not going to question it. What you want, cat?
Fish?
Fish it is. Raw or cooked?
Cooked.
A little surprised, but alright. And, I guess the two of you
Staying
and
subtle as you-
Doug. Alright, and you, Lizard Man, or Honus. Doug will tell them something. Food would be great. Yeah. Alright, I'll get right on that. Give me just a few minutes and we'll have some braised fish for you. Grilled fish, probably. Bit easier. Bit more of a zap, in my opinion. A few minutes later, he will have some river fish as the party stands around, mildly awkwardly.
Legit, if I ever run out again, there's gonna be a like a live band and whatever that you're playing, and they're called the Doo-Doo-Doos.
The Doo-Doo-Doos. That's right. You'll find them in the Star Wars campaign. They're just gonna keep showing up. Or you'll be able to play the Doo-Doo-Doo. After just a few minutes, he would have some river fish, probably 2 different kinds, as well as a small side plate with rice and a couple of fresh boiled vegetables or steamed vegetables on some plates for you. Here you are. Let me know if you need anything else. All right. There's a table just in there if you want to eat. I'd not recommend necessarily the dining room. The maids have already made it up for the night, but there's some of the side tables perfectly good.
No, that's fine. Thank you, sir. Any ale, water, juice,
Yeah, what you
wine?
want? Wine, ale. Pick your poison.
Nicely done, sir. I would enjoy. Do you have a nice white that you might offer?
Yeah, we should have one of those.
All right, thank you. I think that fish and the veggies. Appreciate it.
And Kat, would you like some milk, some water?
I'm good. He holds up the jug.
All right. What do you have in the jug? I'm curious.
Whatever I want it to be.
I'm sorry, are you
like
saying you have a
16
magic
runoff.
jug that just makes things?
Yup.
How much do those cost?
I forget how much I paid for it. It was really expensive.
Oh, well, I probably won't get one. We can dream. A jug of infinite liquid. Whatever I want. Well, that's something to dream about. Anyhow, I'm gonna head downstairs and get that wine for you. So we'll step down, heading to presumably whatever cellar they would keep the wine in. Disappearing from the room, leaving you to be able to enjoy your meal. Coming back just a few minutes later to pour a glass. Doug will drink water or something, or ale. I don't know. Probably ale. Feels right.
As he does, I'll give him a platinum to say that can help you on the way to finding one, maybe.
Oh my. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Though I admit this would be more so something to cover the travel costs to somewhere where they sell magic items. That or I'd have to try and get it imported, but that'd be its own beast.
Well, you've been helpful, and hopefully that will help you.
If whenever the Lord goes back to Vacua, perhaps I can get him to bring me along. Might work out, or have him one of the other servants try and find one for me. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, sir. Appreciate it. I'm gonna go eat now and drink. See you later. I go off and sit where he said, with my plate of food or whatever in my glass.
Does Thicket eat at the same table, or does he eat somewhere else?
He'll eat at the same table. It's already awkward enough.
Fair enough. Doug sits down and proceeds to eat quietly, as he is very Duggingly. A few awkward minutes pass. You can choose, would either of you initiate conversation, or would you just go about your business?
Assuming the food is good, I will compliment, and just say, "Well, this is a nice surprise this evening. I'm glad I came here," and then we'll finish it. But otherwise, that's all Goran's gonna say.
The dinner passes quietly. After a few minutes, I don't know what Jycelyn would do, or what Gambit would do to dry off, but eventually you'd be able to find your way up to the Rivertop house where you've been told to come. Will Gambit go find food, as the guards would tell him which way to go, seemingly paying no attention to him or recognizing him at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, we honestly might be far enough away that they would never think that you would be here, so they may not even have, like, the, hey, be on the lookout for this criminal, so.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because there's not even a path that goes through the forest. Like, if you find him
Is there like a bulletin, like a town bulletin kind of thing, like in Animal Crossing? Okay, Gibbet's gonna sneak over there and see if there's a wanted poster.
There is a wanted poster, but not for you.
Okay, who is it?
Some random bandit I haven't come up with a name for.
Okay.
Or a thief or something. We'll say a thief.
Okay. If you say so.
Number one.
Unnamed criminal number one.
Unnamed criminal responsible
Hobbinrood.
for theft of this and that.
Hobbinrood.
Hobbinrood, yes, Hobbinrood. He steals from the poor to give to the rich like a fool.
Oh, ew.
He's the worst.
Ew.
He's the opposite of Robin Hood. He's Hobbinrood, and he's terrible. We all hate Hobbinrood. He steals specifically because, you know, people always say steal from the rich to give to the poor. Really? Robin Hood was stealing the taxes to give back to the people. He was specifically stealing from the government, the Lord. In this case, the guy's even worse. He's like stealing from the people and then depositing it at the at random places inside of the Rivertop house. And no one wants him to do this, including them, and they keep having to like find and give the money back to people. And he's just causing the whole problem. It's terrible. He's the
Stealing
worst.
from the poor to give to the rich. Isn't that just the mob?
I mean, yeah, basically. He just sure.
I love that you, Micah. Thanks, buddy.
Cheers. But yes, you're not on the wanted poster.
Okay.
You would walk in as a tense dinner is being wrapped up, having eaten their various foods. You would have been offered a towel and a change of clothes if you would like it. As you are wet from swimming. Gambit takes...
Is there any food left?
Yeah. The dwarf will happily make you a plate. Do you take the extra pair of clothes that is offered to you, or the towel? Or do you sulk very wetly?
No.
You will sulk wetly? Okay.
Okay. I would have assumed that his clothes would have been dry, but
You swam
he
in a
would have
river.
been wet. Yeah.
I don't know how long you swam, but then you walked up a hill. Like, it's evening. I don't think it'd be dry just on you yet.
Okay.
Regardless, eventually you'd be able to have your meal and head to the rooms. Which place did John take? The 2-room or the 3-room?
2-room.
John is sleeping in the 2-room.
Yeah. Why not?
Where are the rest of you going?
I'll sleep in the 3-room.
Okay, we got a 3-roomer and a 2-roomer.
Thicket will go in the 2-roomer, but before, he'll just go up to Garan, hand him the note, and say, "I wrote this for you. Good night."
Right then. Good night. Thanks. Hey, Garan will go in, and Doug being quiet Doug, Garan will just go in and take the cot so Doug can have the other bed. And he'll sit and read it. And Maury, do you want to read it like Thicket was reading it? Like, do you want to do that, or do you want Garan to read it, or what? How do you want to do that? I think it'd be you read it like so it was like it had your voice, your inflection, whatever, but
like in a movie.
Like in a movie, exactly.
All right.
Guys, get ready.
Letter to Garan. Speaking to each other doesn't seem to be very effective, so here's hoping that a letter will have better results. Honestly, I'm not really sure how to begin. We talked about most of the core issues a few days ago, clarified that I wasn't actually abandoning you guys, and that there was a strategy and purpose for why I turned into an eagle and everything. And we both agreed that we could do a better job at communicating with each other. I think what I'm left with now is my feelings of frustration for how this whole conversation was approached. You've explained that when you said, "I sure hope Thicket doesn't abandon us," that it was your attempt at opening the door for us to talk about it. Instead, it came across as hostile and passive-aggressive, which you've said was unintentional, but it still hurt me. You accused me of leaving you to die. That's a serious accusation. I feel like it's understandable that I'm upset about that. However, you've already apologized for being accidentally, unintentionally passive-aggressive, so I swear I'm not asking you to apologize for it again. I'm just starting from the beginning for the sake of context. However, there's still some loose ends I want to address. I sure hope Thicket doesn't abandon us. Part of what was upsetting about this was because it came across as passive-aggressive, as already established. But another part of why it was upsetting to me was because not only were you expressing your worry about whether I would leave you to die, but also the way it was phrased came across as though you believed I had abandoned you guys once before already. I was confused by that because up until then, I didn't know there even was a problem to begin with. And I was hurt because we had been calling each other friends this whole time, and friends don't leave each other to die. I thought we were close enough friends that we could rely on each other like that. Or at the very least, I thought we knew each other well enough to not assume the worst about each other. I mean, I don't think you would ever abandon us in the middle of a battle. I was just really shocked and a bit hurt to find out that maybe we're not as close friends as I thought we were. What's worse is that I didn't even find out you felt this way until you were expressing fear that I would do it again. I sure hope Thicket doesn't abandon us again. If your intent in saying that was to express that you had something you wanted to talk about, then I don't understand why you didn't just talk to me face to face. I don't understand why your approach was to offhandedly bring it up right as we're about to fight cave toads or hags or swarms of grim, when there was no opportunity to stop right then and there and talk it out. I'm horrified to learn that you felt like I abandoned you, that you felt like I was leaving you to die. That's absolutely awful, Garan. I'm so sorry that you felt that way. I never want to make you feel like that ever again. And I'm devastated to learn that you felt that way and didn't talk to me about it. I mean, I'm practically dizzy with how much I've been speculating about why you didn't just pull me aside to talk to me. Did I do something to make you feel like you weren't allowed to approach me? Am I too intimidating? Did you feel like I wouldn't understand or wouldn't care? My mind is spinning with possibilities. All I know is that instead of asking me personally, hey, were you leaving us to die out there? You decided to carry on instead and go around saying, I hope it doesn't happen again. Garan, I hope you know that you don't ever have to be friends with someone who you're worried will abandon you. I just wish you would have talked to me instead of continuing to live in fear and worry, hoping it doesn't happen again. Why didn't I say anything? Another thing that I don't think was clarified very well the other day when we first talked about this was that if I thought you were being passive-aggressive about it, clearly I could tell you were upset, at least to some degree. So why didn't I bring it up either, at least until now? Well, there were all the monsters we've been fighting, which we've already established were the reason for why neither of us could really talk it out completely in the moment. But I also didn't approach you about it afterwards once we had a quiet moment when we could talk about it. Why? Well, if there's one thing I've learned from the Entangled incident, it's that you can't force someone to talk about their feelings. You taught me that. I didn't want to take the initiative to ask if there was an issue since I didn't know if you were ready to talk about it. It wasn't really up to me to decide that for you. I know I'm very perceptive, but it's not a flawless skill. So while I could tell you were upset, I couldn't tell whether you were ready to talk about it. I'm honestly still a bit unsure if I was too hasty in bringing it up. I was just so hurt and frustrated and confused over the fact that it kept being brought up, but we weren't having a proper conversation about it, and I ended up snapping. If you're not ready to talk about it, if you're still not ready to talk about it, then I'm fine with waiting some more until then. But I'm getting the impression that maybe you weren't aware that I was waiting for you to approach me about it once you were ready. Or maybe I'm the one misunderstanding that you were ready to talk about it. Maybe we need a code word or something that says, there's an issue that I want to talk about once we have time to address it. To express that the affected person both, one, has an issue, and two, is ready to talk about it. And then the other person can say a corresponding code word that means, I acknowledge the code word and will prepare to discuss it once I'm also ready to talk about it, or something. That way, everyone knows when there's an issue that needs to be discussed, and there's no misunderstandings about who should initiate or whether everyone is ready to talk about it. I am a cat. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the cat thing. That I'm a cat and you don't understand that, and so everything I do is confusing. I didn't realize I was so confusing. I'm not really all too sure what to say about that. No one else has seemed very confused by it, so I never really thought about it. I just kind of thought it was like how Gambit is part moth, or how Mason is an elemental, or how Jackie is a jackal. I mean, I knew I was different, but I thought it was like how everyone is different. Am I really that different from everyone else? I don't expect you to understand everything I do all the time, but I thought at the very least that if I did something confusing, that people would know they're allowed to ask me about it. Would it be better if I wasn't a cat? I could wild shape. I can't really talk when I'm in wild shape, and I guess polymorph isn't much better. I'm not really sure how to not be a cat. I don't want to keep being confusing. And the original point of conflict, in parentheses, how it began. I know I've talked about myself a lot up to this point in the letter, so I want to reassure you that I'm not ignoring or disagreeing with the original issue. You felt like I was just leaving you for dead. I wasn't, but that doesn't change the fact that you had no way of knowing what I was actually doing because I never told you. That wasn't very team player of me. Teammates are supposed to work together, and how can we work together if we're going off alone without any explanation? I'm sorry. You're right. I think we should have a long conversation together as a group about what is and isn't expected of each other during combat, so that no one feels blindsided like this again. I'm really sorry that you had to go through that. That must have been awful. In conclusion, I agree that I need to learn how to be a better team player. I need to communicate better. That's entirely my fault. However, at the same time, I'm also still upset by the way the issue was brought up. I feel like you need to communicate better too. All of this frustration and hurt could have been avoided. You didn't have to bring it up the way that you did. You could have just talked to me. This entire situation was handled very, very poorly. You were upset because I didn't communicate like a good teammate. Very understandable, very justifiable. But you didn't ask me for any clarification. You didn't approach me to tell me how you felt. You made vague comments about how scared you are that it will happen again. Don't get me wrong, expressing your worries is a perfectly reasonable thing to do, and I'm glad that you did. I do care about how you're feeling. And again, I apologize for my poor communication that led to those feelings. But saying I'm scared/worried is not the same thing as saying I want to talk about something. And I feel like it was unfair to assume that I would just automatically know what you meant by that. I know I can be good at sensing what someone is feeling, but sometimes I'm not so good at it. Sometimes I'm really, really bad at it. And when it does work, if I do successfully sense that someone is upset with me, it still doesn't explain why. And you taught me that it's not okay to try and force that person to tell me. I don't get to know why they're upset with me until they're ready to tell me, if ever. But I am notoriously bad with social cues, though not for a lack of effort. So I promise the most reliable way for me to, one, know that you're upset, and two, understand why you're upset, is to just tell me. I don't know how else to convey how frustrated I am that you didn't just talk to me directly, straightforwardly, face to face. You felt blindsided because I jumped into action with no warning and didn't tell you, or anyone else, what my plan was. Similarly, I felt blindsided because you jumped straight to announcing that you were scared of what I would do without even telling me that there was a problem you wanted to talk about. All that I ask is that in the future, can we both commit to trying to do a better job about being upfront with each other? Tentatively, Thicket.
Okay, first, I loved your presentation. I loved what you did. That was just great. Totally, that's an out of character thing, but just awesome. All right, so as Garon finishes reading, he kind of like sighs heavily, like his shoulders slump, and goes over to Gambit. If Gambit is still awake, I don't know. Gambit probably take that. That's probably like a 15-ish minute sort of whatever read, whatever, maybe less. I don't know. Would you be like right to sleep right away when you got in, or no?
Probably not.
Okay. So Garan will just walk over and just kind of like hand the open letter to him to read. And he says, I'm gonna take a breather, and I'm gonna go over there. This is not in the hearing. I'm gonna go over there, and if he's awake, talk to him so we can try to sort it out before bed. I'd rather us all get rest versus being exhausted or drained in the morning. But he's trying, and that's honestly more than I had hoped for and all that I had been wanting. So feel free to read that. If you want to share thoughts in a few moments before I head over there, feel free, but I'm just going to take a quick moment to compose myself before I do. So, and Garan goes and sits back on the cot. And I guess it would be like I don't know, maybe a 1 in 4 chance that I don't wait long enough for Gambit to finish. So I guess I should just roll a random d4 and see if I get a 1. All right, I don't. So so Garan will be
before he even reads it though. Gambit is going to be like, okay, Garan, but just so we're clear, some of the things that you said, I consider you my friend, and I hope you consider me a friend too. So,
listen, mate. I feel like you're the person that tries to interact and communicate with me effectively, and so I do appreciate that. But I have to be honest. I felt like I was trying to build my family on the road. For lack of a better term, my youthful boys club. I don't really know how to best explain that, but all of you are so different in your approach. Doug is very quiet, and when he says things, it's almost like he's purposely trying to get something wrong. No offense, Doug. John seems half-hearted, distracted, or disinterested, and even just going about living. He seems like, I don't know, like he wants to be anywhere else, but he's just going along wherever his feet take him. I don't follow that at all. You're terrified half the time someone's going to find you out and you're going to be caught. So I think you always have one foot out the door. And Thicket has been alive for a very limited period of time, and much of that time was around a tree. So it's all a lot, honestly. And we've said goodbye to friends. There was someone that we met early on, and he died. And I don't know. We just kind of we're like, all right, well, he died, but let's go ahead and free the kobolds who were partly responsible for his death. It's been a strange road, friend. And so while I've tried to build this road with all of you, it's felt one-sided. It doesn't mean that it has been one-sided. Again, I can't speak for the efforts anyone else has made, but I have desperately tried to connect with each of you in some way or another. I thought the race was a great opportunity for us to all bond as a team, and then they attacked us. You and I were riding, and Doug and Thicket tried to. Now maybe they thought differently than how I thought about it. I thought we were friendly. Let's all work together, make sure that we win to get that money. I really wanted to outfit our group. Anyway, this is all a lot of the things that ultimately I'm going to say to Thicket. And it's been a lot, right? I grew up bullied for being a half-breed. They made me feel like there was something wrong with me because of my dad. They never really warmed up to him, no matter what his skill did, no matter how useful he was to them. The fact that they learned something from him, I think, still bothers them. Then he went missing, and so my mother and I went to try to go to my uncle to start working towards finding him, and then there was a shipwreck, and then I wake up being spared by the creature that regretfully destroyed the ship and probably killed my mum, only to get a letter saying, hey, come do this thing for us. And then I find out a bunch of strangers also had this letter, and that's very off-putting. It's just been a lot. It's been a long road, and I don't think that my inability to fully process all of it is completely unheard of or unwarranted. So I know that you don't know all of that stuff, and I get that, and you know, but in getting something to help Doug, and getting something to help you, and trying to find something to help Thicket, which Thicket ended up finding something that I was kind of thinking about for him anyway, and he just got it. He just bought it, so it didn't make a difference. It was fine, whatever. And trying to work with John to like bot it up, get our music on. It's felt one-sided. Again, not saying it has been, and we work well together. We fight well together. I am excited to see that horrible man in nice. I always get it wrong. Anyway, I'm looking forward for him to meet his end one way or another. But it's been a lot. So I appreciate you saying, and I don't know. Read the letter. Maybe you'll agree with something that he wrote towards the end. But I'm gonna go collect my thoughts, and I'm gonna head over there in a minute. And yeah.
All right. See ya.
So yeah, he goes and sits on the cot, and just like he like totally just like dumped all over Gambit, but Gambit opened the door, so. Did something happen? Everything's quiet.
I was waiting for players.
I think
to
we're
make
just
moves.
waiting to.
Oh! I thought you were
happening
gonna be like, okay, so is anybody else doing anything? Or I thought you were gonna be like, okay, so does Gambit read it? I'm sorry, I thought
No,
everything
you're
died.
good.
I was like,
Does Gambit read it?
Yeah.
Or are you going to choose to do anything?
No.
Is anyone going to choose to
Is
do
John
anything?
in the other room with Thicket?
Yep.
yeah,
Okay.
So I don't know if you're asleep. You were.
John
Yeah.
is strumming in his sleep. Best performance ever.
he's playing like sleep air guitar.
This is the best you've ever heard from him, somehow. It's a
All right,
shame
so
he's
a
not
few
awake
moments
to enjoy it.
after-
Is Thicket gonna do anything?
The kid's getting ready for bed.
Fair enough.
He's about to hit the pillow.
All right, so I guess it would be like a chance or something, Micah. I don't know, but it's effectively probably about 5 minutes or so after Gambit may have finished. So that like might be about a 30 minutes of time or 20 minutes of total time. I don't know. Whatever your best guess would be on all that.
Do you think Thicket would be asleep by that time?
Probably, but it's Garon's choice if he wants to wake him up. He's not been asleep for very long.
Yeah, I mean there'll be a knock at the door, so I guess it just depends on whether either of them would hear it. Like I'm not like a cop, blah 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 blah. I'm not doing that. So if I guess perception really, Micah? I don't know. However you want to do this, bud. but
There's a knock. Maury, you decide if Thicket wakes up.
That was almost a nat one.
It was almost a nat one. That would have been hilarious. Like, no, I think it's out. I think it's out for a whole day.
I think its ears are as good as ever. He goes to answer the door.
Hey, first, thank you for the letter. It means a lot that you're trying. You know, a lot of people may not decide to do that. But you did, and I'm thankful. I don't know where to start. But I'll just do my best. It's been a strange, long road. And I think it was just all building up. Like, I mean, part of me knew you wouldn't just really abandon us, but it was everything compounded, and then seeing what I saw and me not being able to process it or have the time to process it or handle it right. I think I have felt kind of unseen, unheard, undervalued something for quite some time. Because I feel like I view everyone in the group one way, and I feel as though I'm being viewed not in that same manner. And I think it was just too much with everything else. You know, taking those wounds and then seeing you fly up and not understanding why, and then the preceding royal shanking that came from that. I think it was just all too much. And so I'm sorry that I presented it in the way that I did. I'm sorry that I didn't talk more, but honestly, I felt like I haven't really been. It's funny. It's like you see things, but I guess it's somewhat like you wrote. You don't see the why. You don't see the other stuff behind it. It almost feels like better to not see what you see. But I don't want you to apologize for being a cat. That wasn't, or whatever that was. I just want you to understand that you are atypical. You know, not everyone has your eloquence as a 2-year-old. Not everyone has your ability to read through a relatively competent fabricator, such as myself, as easily as you do. It is not often a 2-year-old can turn into animals, or cast powerful spells, or make sure that we don't get lost in a fey forest. Maybe you take it for granted, but you are unique, and that's not a bad thing. It's just you need to understand that in that uniqueness, it's going to be confusing, and maybe it has confused others, but they didn't bother to say anything because you're not intentionally antagonistic for the most part. You're not hard to get along with, you know, and so maybe they just kind of let it go. But you know, I mean, the one fellow thought you were my familiar, you know, and the other one's like, yeah, or maybe it was the same fellow. I'm sorry, but you know, was asking if you want like a saucer of milk. You know, I mean, I think, and those have happened before. You know, not as obviously as it did in this case. You know, Calcite being further removed might be more traditional in their understanding, maybe similar to how I grew up. Being, you know, elves tend not to change very much over time, which is weird because they love freedom. I don't know. It's a strange mix. Anyway, I have felt for some time that how I view all of you is not the same degree that I feel that I am viewed by all of you. And again, just all of the things kind of built up. So I'm very sorry I hurt you. I'm very sorry that I let my fear and worry and anxiety and issues further poison what the situation was to begin with. I was ready to go gung-ho, let's get these, and it seemed like not everybody was on that board, and so I was worried that people felt like it was not the right decision to go this way, to do it in this manner. And again, I don't know, what you said about us trying to discuss things, I think was my favorite part. Again, the letter was more than I had hoped for, but definitely everything that I wanted. I'm feeling like you're trying to hear me now. Whereas before, I did not feel like you were always trying to hear me. More like you were concerned with how it affected you. And that may be my misinterpretation. I'm not trying to put anything on you. I'm letting you know how I viewed it, how I understood it. But like, you have to understand, man. I was bullied for over a decade, 12 plus years, maybe more, but I can't remember because I was a baby. And was made to feel like I was less. I was a half-breed and all that because of who my father was. And then he went missing, and so my mother and I went to go find him. And then there was a wreck, and the one that was responsible felt bad and offered to help me. And then I get a letter saying I'm sought after for a mission, like out of nowhere. And then I meet other people with that, and one of them dies, and we just kind of let that be. And we freed the kobolds who were partly responsible. I mean, it was a lot. And then, people came and went, and, maybe that all perfectly normal, makes complete sense to you. I don't know. It doesn't very much to me, I was telling Gambit similarly, but basically, Doug always seems to be detached and intentionally, like, getting things wrong on purpose is what it seems like. Gambit seems to have, like, one foot out the door, because he's worried about getting caught. John seems like he doesn't even really want to be alive. Like, he feels, I don't know, maybe guilt or shame or something else. I don't know. But he doesn't ever seem to do anything other than just where his feet are going. And you haven't been alive very long, and or at least sentient. And most of that time was with a tree. So, it's hard to remember that and keep that in the forefront of my thoughts when you're as eloquent as you are, you're as interesting as you are as considerate as you are, and all of these other things. Because it's discordant. It's not harmonious. That doesn't vibe. And maybe it's a good part of your growing education to understand that. And it's not to make you feel bad, it's to be aware of, so that when a person such as myself or someone else makes those mistakes, you don't take it personally, but that you understand that you are different, you are unique, you're like a unicorn. Anyway, I was very much on the verge of just preparing to go to my uncle and work out some sort of arrangement to end the hunt for Gambit. But your letter lets me know that what I had hoped for has been true. And so, thank you for writing it. Thank you for taking the time to try to mend these fences. And again, I'm sorry I hurt you, and I'm sorry I presented it in the way that I did. I think it was just too much. And I've been feeling that way for a while, mate. And it's not just you, it's everything. And again, I don't know to what degree you can process that, because you're brilliant in some ways. but I don't know the extent of your knowledge or wisdom. So how can I properly convey my thoughts to you? I don't know. Maybe some things you just can't understand. You just have to trust and be okay with. I don't know. I'm sorry I hurt you, mate. But yeah, I want to know what everyone cares about. Because honestly, at this point, I'm not sure that I know. Other than what my guesses I told you months ago. So anyway, I'm done. I hope that suffices. I'd really like for this to be done.
Thicket sticks out his paw in a handshake. He says, maybe we could all use some more trust building exercises or team bonding activities.
I mean, I had hoped to do that when we were in Vacuo celebrating the holiday, and I thought we were working together to try to win the thing, and then you and Doug decided that you wanted to attack Gambit myself. I didn't understand that.
Out of character, I genuinely don't remember that.
It was like right near the end, and you were going for the win. You and Doug decided that you wanted to go for the win or whatever, and so like you did something to try to slow us down or whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't like an attack. It was some kind of spell, but I don't remember the details.
Yeah, but it was effectively like I said, like arguably out of character. You guys could have been it playfully, or you could have been like rivalry, like friendship sort of. There's gonna be a lot of variables for that, but just so that you can understand it from Garon's perspective, he thought he was trying to work towards building team stuff by like, hey, let's go do this race together and win. And then you were trying to turn it into a competition. And then he's like, well, that's not gonna. Okay.
That wasn't the goal here.
Yeah. So. Okay. At least not for him. So again, like I said, like just so you understand where he's coming from, is like he's been trying to do that all along. He got you guys. He got gifts for the team. He's been trying to like, hey, John, let's go ahead and bard it up together, even though I barely know you and you seem weirdly not interested in anything. But yeah, I mean, and yeah, maybe I just need everybody to understand where I'm coming from. Maybe that would help. I don't know.
Well, let's start with communicating more and getting a good night's sleep.
All right. Well, thanks again for the letter. And he'll shake his paw, and then he'll head back to bed. He guesses. I mean, probably the passive insight. I think it would be like...
Perception check around.
Okay. Hooray, can't wait to watch this. Oh, look at that! I might have seen the thing.
Despite your weariness, your sleep, how tired you are and ready from the day as it's closing in 10, 11 o'clock, and you've been hiking for days. As you step out, you see, sitting toward in the spring, over toward the spring where some of the trees split apart and the moonlight coming down, you see, whether you want to do anything about it or not, you do see a lightly horned figure sitting by the water, seeming to be meditating.
Oh, Blue Waters dude?
Looks like it.
Alright.
You don't have to do anything with it. I'm just saying you do see he is there.
No, I mean, he's meditating. Like, it's fine. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll acknowledge, like, I don't know, I'll like nod in his direction in case he has like some kind of weird, like, understanding of my presence. But that's
You
all. And I'll
nod,
head to bed.
but there's no major response. You head inside. Is there anything anyone would like to do over the long rest?
Sleep.
Can we do things while we're long resting?
Hmm?
Said we can do things while we're long resting?
Yeah, you have 2 hours of non-sleep time during a long rest you're allowed to use for attuning to items, recording spells, narratively, like, I don't know, roasting meats or something. I don't care. That's always been the case. You've always been able to have like 2 hours of stuff that you can just do in a long rest. The safety of the location.
I'm good.
Do you have anything you want to do?
I was saying I think I'm good.
I figured you all would be, but I ask anyway, just in case someone wanted to say, I'm gonna grab this person and talk about something. We're gonna talk about our feelings, which is, good that your characters did for once.
Amen.
The night passes around 6, 7 o'clock. The sun having, if any of you got up at the sunrise, would have been at like 6 o'clock, we'll say. And you'd be able to see it, but morning comes, no incident. I think you're all already long rested from the travel, but I'm gonna bonk again. Long rest. Wake up with light clouds covering the sunlight just a bit as it will arise during the day, keeping it a little bit cooler, but no rain. You do hear a bell off toward the manor house that rings.
Is it loud enough that it would wake anybody who slept after that 6 o'clock time?
It'd be loud enough that you could wake up, but it wouldn't be too hard to go back to sleep, but it'd be enough that you could wake around 7 o'clock.
Yeah, unless something happens to Gron's gonna sleep in.
The party takes their time. No one immediately going. Eventually, you would hear a knock at your door around 7:30, 7:45. Excuse me, guests. Messengers, I've brought you breakfast.
Whose door? Oh,
Yours.
both of them. Okay. Ooh, food.
Assuming you open the door, you will see a half-elven maid, well-dressed, ready for the day. She has a tray in her arms. This is the double room. Would you like to eat all together as a group or each individual room? She nods off, and you see there is a human woman nearby who is also holding a tray of food. Looks to be bits of fish. There are fried potatoes, like breakfast potatoes. What looks to be like some hard-boiled eggs, milk, water, and juice. Some fruit, cheese. Fruit and cheese.
I think I will eat
Is it
in
Gruyere?
the room.
It can be Gruyere if you want. What do you say?
Cheese. I said I think I will eat in the room.
Alright. As she brings one of the trays in, gives a light bow to each of you before moving and knocking on the other door. Gambit, Garand, and Doug can choose to respond if they'd like, as there's a light knock on the door.
Alright, well, if Gambit and Doug don't after a few moments, then Garand will.
Yeah, Doug will open the door.
You open the door to see the two maids. Hello, we've brought breakfast for the messengers. You didn't come to breakfast, so we assumed you'd want to eat in your room.
Oh, thanks.
May we bring it in?
That's okay. I've got it.
He'll hand
So
you
Doug
the
just
tray, giving a light curtsy bow, and the two of them will head off toward whatever duties they have for the day. But your breakfast has been delivered to you.
And then Doug just, I think without even like waiting for them to like fully hand him the trays and then bow, he just kind of shuts the door and then turns around and passes out food.
So self-absorbed.
Rude. Yeah, hey, cat, it's okay. I know we don't say your name. Are you fine with us saying the cat's name?
Yeah,
Hazel, calm down.
this is Echo now.
Echo,
Oh.
calm down.
Like there was another cat in here.
She's being nice right now.
Oh,
She's
that's
not
good.
upset.
In that case, feel free to continue. We'll just say that sometimes I think it makes actual cat sounds.
Ron will groggily start to sit up and eat whatever Doug gives him.
We're able to eat and enjoy the breakfast. I do think, yeah, that seems like I should have done it during the long rest. Let's go ahead and take a quick 5-10 minute or so break and then do the last 45 minutes of our playtime for the night.
Yeah.
Woo!
Woo! Resolution!
It felt good. It felt good. It felt genuine. It was nice. Plus, again, I can't get over how, like, Maury, I feel like you really need to like jump into RP more. I feel like because every time you do, I love it.
Really good at it.
For sure. Like, yes.
I want all of you to jump into RP lots. But that's because I just like hearing y'all play.
We know it's just because you hate making up NPC dialogue.
I don't hate it. I've gotten pretty good at coming up with random stuff off the top of my head. Random characters that don't matter. I don't know what any of the characters you just interacted with names are, but there's the chef, and there are the two maids, and there's the guard. I do know the guard's name is Jonathan.
Is it Jonathan or Jarnathan?
It's Jonathan for this guy. If you find an Aarakocra, maybe it'll be Jarnathan. So you haven't actually seen an Aarakocra in this game. I don't think they're, like, non-existent. They just haven't come up.
They're not flying around.
They're not flying around.
You've been making too many widowed wives.
Yep.
We need an Aarakocra.
We need an Aarakocra widower. That's what I heard right there. Gotta kill the wife sometimes. Like with Garon's parents, you know? She might not be dead.
I mean, even if she is, it's still a good quest. It's just all the things, you know. I mean,
it'll be fun stuff when y'all do that. Don't worry.
Homeboy's been through a lot, like for sure. Like this, you know. And he seems to be like the only one who like remotely cares emotionally about like acknowledging that those things exist. Like the way that John was with his parents was like so off-putting to Garon. And I'm sure that there's a whole story there, which is even more the reason why he's like, what?
Which way that he interacted with his parents surprised him?
That there was almost none. Like, it's my mom and dad. They exist.
Yeah, there they are. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Might as well have been a potato.
I know I've been gone for decades. Anyways, thanks for letting me crash here. I'm gonna leave again.
I know. It's like they might as well have just, like I said, been a potato.
They were just happy to have him. They didn't want to mess it up.
That's so sad, but also adorable, but sad.
It's so accurate too.
It is.
That's such a parent thing to do.
Exactly.
Like, don't do anything. Nobody move.
Nobody move. We can't make him angry. We can't make him leave again or decide that he was better off without us. Nope, can't happen. Welcome him back. Help him be happy. Make sure he likes here. They don't know all the reasons he might have left before. They just know he disappeared for 2 decades.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
They don't know how much was or wasn't his fault, or their fault. It's sad, but it's the case.
I'm making a PB&J. You all get to join me for this.
Ooh, I'm eating a piece of cheesecake.
Oh, that sounds nice. What kind of cheesecake? Just plain, or?
Yeah, just plain. It was just a frozen one from the store.
Okay,
So it's not like the best cheesecake in the world.
that's fine.
But it's kind of nice because it's not like horribly sweet.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, if you ever feel froggy, one of the things that I love to do with plain cheesecake is just add like jam.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of fruit flavors that aren't fruit. If I'm gonna eat a strawberry, I'm not gonna eat a strawberry jam. I'm just gonna eat a strawberry.
I will, but I do
What do you
prefer
mean?
like the real jams and not the fake flavors. Yeah, I can tell so easily with the fake flavors.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make cheesecake in general because cheesecake is my favorite dessert, bar none.
Oh.
And like to the point that my plan for my quote unquote groom's cake for my wedding one day is I'm just gonna get a bunch of the like bite-sized cheesecake samplers that I know exist at Sam's and a few other places, and put them on a tray, and that's gonna be the cake, or that's gonna be the groom's cake. It's just cheesecake bites. Enjoy. But I want to make real cheesecake. I also want to try this like Japanese fluffy cheesecake, like a souffle style cheesecake or cotton cheesecake, I think it's called.
You can make that in like a rice cooker.
Ooh, I need a rice cooker.
If you need a springform pan for a cheesecake, I've got one. If you want to use it.
I don't recall what a springform pan looks like. Oh, it's just one of those. Okay.
It's a pan that, yeah,
They
you like
unlock.
undo the clip and the sides come off.
I imagine we have one somewhere. Worst case, they are like it looks like you can get a 6, 8, and 10 round springform pan set from Walmart for $14.
Or you could borrow it from a friend and pay nothing.
This is true. But then I'd want to keep it.
I haven't used it in like a decade.
Then I would just take it. I hate... So, this is just a personal preference. I don't like cream of tartar. I think it tastes bad. And meringues made with it taste bad. And I hate vinegar. So, I always have to go with like lemon juice for meringues to make sure the peaks stiffen right. Because I know you're supposed to do acid. And that, like, first recipe I came up with specified cream of tartar, and then parentheses, or vinegar or lemon juice. Definitely gonna go lemon juice. Cannot stand the cream of tartar. It's bad. Let's see. Egg yolks, cream cheese makes sense. Butter, milk, fine granulated sugar, corn starch. Apparently that's a magic ingredient, it says. Rice flour or mochiko instead of for gluten-free Japanese cheesecake, but any flour will do. Or I guess all-purpose flour will work. Vanilla extract or lemon juice for extra flavoring.
Logan, look at me. Logan, look at me. You cannot fight the thunder, baby. You cannot fight it.
Is that a dog?
Please stop trying. Uh-huh.
No, that's what you meant when you said you're at Logan's. Dog sitting this week?
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Dog sitting. That's why I had to set up. I have my gaming set up here. So I had to like get on my monitor, make sure there was a plug close by, and sign into the internet. Oh, here it comes. It's gonna be loud.
Hey, so Mother,
Yes, sir.
last night, did it seem like smoother for you guys with me on there? Because I felt like it was smoother for me because my internet was put in like my new like what was it, high fiber or whatever.
I mean, it was great. We had
Whatever
no
that was.
issues at all, and you've barely cut
Yeah,
out for me at all
yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, I think it actually is improved. So, because I always worry about that stuff. Like, oh yeah, we got a thing. And you're like, yeah, okay, maybe. But I mean, it was free, and
We just
because
got
they're doing
hardware at
it.
our house too.
Well, and the thing is, like, because they're doing it right now, like they're also offering like better, like more speed or whatever at a lower price. So we're actually paying less for better internet right now for like a year. So
Let's go.
I was like, well, we'll see. Like I was worried, but I don't know. It felt like it was great last night. So
My ISP is like the best ever. They've never gone up in price in the 2 years I've owned my house. They've only ever gone down.
Let's go.
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I don't know I think it is probably like computer client side that's been causing my issues with it trying to run different stuff on my computer. I just need to do a nice, not like a wipe, but I need to run a few cleaner things and see if I can lean my computer a little more, because I don't know if I've downloaded more things or if it's just gotten a little backed up with the extra data that can get cleaned out easily.
Need
How
more
long have you
RAM
had
or
that
something?
computer now? A year?
Yeah, I guess a year or two now since you gave it to me. So I don't know what
I would
point-
check like background tests that are running. Like, do you have a bunch of stuff running in the system tray, or do you have something that you didn't realize that was running that is using network?
I'm getting a lot of system interrupts. Like whenever I open the task manager, I'm getting like 40% CPU is system interrupts. So I don't know.
That might speak to I don't know. I mean, you said you have a antivirus running, so
Yeah, anti-malware service
possibly not a virus.
executable is going right now. Like,
Oh, you've got a malware bytes or something. Okay.
yeah, anti-malware going right now.
Oh.
So I might run it again
Yeah.
just to see if there's anything that's trying to hide. I don't know where I would have gotten it. I haven't downloaded anything interesting. I mean, some Minecraft maps, but they run through a thing that...
Minecraft map wouldn't likely be it, because
Yeah.
those are tar files.
It's probably something stupid like Chrome or something.
The NVIDIA
Chrome
container...
is annoying, but it's really just a RAM hog more than anything.
Yeah.
I know,
There's
that's also a difficulty with Brave. Like, I love Brave, but it also can be a memory hog. Real bad. OBS is hitting like 10% of CPU and 350, 500, 800 megabits of memory. FGU is of course running 2, and those are both a little on the big side. Discord's not too bad, but it's also, one of the things, like, it very quickly moves down to a whole bunch of stuff that I don't... Like, when it gets to the stuff that I don't use, we're hitting 0.1% or 0% CPU usage for all this stuff. Like, I mean, there's a bunch of them, so maybe it's adding up with random server host functions, but I'll see if I can run like CC cleaner stuff and see if I can get anything cleared out and make sure there's no background stuff listed in my permissions on my settings. Just want everything
You
to
can
stay
also look
smooth.
in Task Manager if you look at like startup applications, things that run on startup. You can find a lot of stuff you didn't realize was running on startup, and yeah, that could help too.
I try to disable everything, and some stuff like, I guess, yeah, CC cleaner, disable, I don't need that to start up. Java, what is JU sched? Java Unity schedule or something, probably. Oh, I don't need Microsoft Teams to start up. Don't need mobile devices to start
You
up.
probably don't need any Java to start on startup.
OneDrive can stay. Security health system, yeah, that can start up. Spotify, disable. Yeah, so now it's like 2 things that are allowed. It'll work out. I'll figure it out. The Wi-Fi looks like also fluctuating a little bit tonight, and that might just because of the weather. But we'll get started back here in a second. As soon as they have their conversation, whatever. Jason and get more.
Yes,
I gotta tell you, you remember all the stickers that you gave me for my birthday?
Uh-huh.
I haven't known what to do with them, but there's this whole debacle over the past few days with my birth control. The insurance, I might have endometriosis, but of course, there's no real way to know. But my new one, because the insurance covered.
Also unmute on stream because I muted this there for a minute while we talked about stuff. Hello, stream. Welcome back to stream. Duh. I can close out Lars. We don't need Lars up here. We can just enjoy the background, look at all these lovely people and characters. Yeah, hopefully like half of them are the party. You all awake? You all have your breakfast? It is Wednesday, the 12th of July, 4/17, post-schism, 7 a.m. What would you like to do? The world is your oyster.
Time to get a sundial.
Oh. Well, Thicket will begin his morning by teaching Mason some common.
John will watch. Because John likes Mason.
No. It seems the hardest thing you're coming up with Mason with learning common is him learning how to pronounce or make sounds that mimic the way humanoids make sounds, because he largely makes sounds by moving rocks and materials against each other.
No.
Like, he doesn't have visible vocal cords. So unless he learns a magical way to harness it, like some grown elementals can seem to do, in a way that borders on, like, telepathy, with the way that they can speak verbally without having a mouth. Unless he figures out how to use that ability, which you have next to no knowledge of how to get him to do that, it's mostly him trying to mimic syllables and sounds is kind of what you're working on now.
Did you know that crabs have teeth in their stomach and they rub them together and it makes a growling noise, and they're the only known creature to communicate with their stomach?
That's horrifying. First of all, just the teeth in the stomach part, and now I need to make a giant crab enemy that will bite you in its stomach. Thanks for that. You're welcome.
Just size up Bob the test dummy.
It's true. I can just size up. The final boss of the campaign is actually just Bob.
Wouldn't that be good if we had teeth in our stomach and we can just put food in and not have to waste time like chewing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I was
guess
gonna-
so.
It turns out all along it's Bob the Test, comma, dummy.
Bob the test. He's the real test.
Bob the Test, dummy. Gotcha. When Grant finishes, say, do we have anything else that we need to do here? Or can we look to try to see about Lord Sasha?
We're in Calcite, right?
Yeah.
Have I gotten a flower here yet?
Yeah. I mean, you check your inventory, but I'm pretty certain you spoke to Miss Greenborough. Celine Greenborough, because she is also a flower gardener. She doesn't, like, sell flowers. Is not necessarily a thing, but she was like, yeah, you want a flower? Here's a water buttercup. That's our, like, signature flower that grows really well in the water.
I don't think I wrote that down.
I'm pretty certain because it was one of the first things you did. So I'm certain you have it, but it's whether or not you wrote it down, yeah? Let's see. Do I have a picture of the water buttercup?
Where is my book of flowers?
And it looks like this.
Journal. Here it is.
These are water buttercups.
Oh.
Princess water buttercup.
Water buttercups? What water thing?
Yep. She's the the airbend or the avatar water Princess Buttercup.
No, I didn't write it down. But if I didn't before, we're doing it now. Getting the buttercups.
You get the buttercups if you didn't already have them. Been cut butterly. Whatever that means.
Sweet and creamy?
Probably.
You said I got the flowers from where?
Celine Greenborough, the woman who runs the inn, is also a gardener.
Can you tell me how to spell that?
SELENE GREENBUROUGH.
Okay. And she is
She is a halfling. A motherly halfling woman.
halfling.
That is her descriptor word.
From the Greenborough Inn. Do the buttercups mean anything?
Probably.
What is their significance to
They
Calcite?
grow well on the water.
Okay.
Call it perseverance or something, I don't know. Water buttercup.
John,
Symbolize joy and youth. According to the flower book, I think you have. I don't remember. I don't know if you have a flower book. John is going to.
I don't think
John's
I have.
going to go across the hall and
You're
ask
outside.
Garand.
You're in little villas.
Oh, we're outside?
Go over to the next building.
Oh,
Yeah, they're little small buildings, like not quite guest houses, but basically.
is Garand near John, or do I have
Yeah.
to find him?
Y'all are buildings near each other.
John is going to go.
That's why he
Garand.
was
Hey,
able
buddy.
to see over to where outside he could see Sadai was because you were outside when you were moving between places.
Yeah, he'll be like just kind of like groggily, like kind of starting his day. He looks like he's finished eating.
Hey, I was just gonna ask if you are in or out for playing. I was thinking about getting some flyers made up, and I wanted to know if you wanted to play or not. Final answer.
Flyers. I thought.
Yes.
Sorry, Christopher thought you said flowers, and I was like, wait, what? Okay.
No pressure, but
I mean, I didn't think we had much else to do here, but I guess if you really want to perform, you want to take the lead and I'll be your backup?
sure. What do we call ourselves again in Vacuo?
The messengers.
No, I mean like when we performed, did we just call ourselves messengers?
The band name.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's been ages ago, mate. Hold on, maybe I still have one.
It hasn't been that long. We've only been out of Vacuo for like a week and a half.
Yeah, but you know, a lot's happened since then. So
Fair.
no, that's the rental agreement. Let me see if I can find the flyer. 'Cause I save all these things. I like it makes me so happy that I have them. Yeah, I think we just went by our names.
Johnny Grant. Okay.
See if you can press that little dragon button. It'll come up for you.
Little what now?
Little button he put in the
Oh.
chat.
See if that works.
Cool. Yeah.
That was a lot of fun writing that, by the way. Thank you, Micah, for humoring me and let me do that.
Happy to.
Micah, what session is this?
96.
Thank you.
I counted them myself.
I mean, I've kind of been counting them. I've just been labeling each one as we go, and I reference whatever last week's thumbnail says, and then do the next number.
All right. Well, I will get a hold of some paper and I'll write up some flyers. Okay. I guess John will jet off and try to find a paper supplier of some type.
What's the rest of the party doing?
Just because I want, like, I still have that. I'm not gonna ever delete that. I love this so much. I love this stuff.
Doug will just help with the flyers.
Gambit's gonna go fishing.
And what's Thicky gonna do?
There's no one here that we're like having to meet with besides the old lady that's not supposed to be old, right?
Yeah. Sounds like your group
Okay.
is having a day off.
Thicket's next order of business in terms of like big things to do is going back to Vane, or vacuo, and unfreezing the peoples that are still frozen.
The peoples that
So,
are stone are in vain.
While we're here, and not unfreezing people, I think it's going to, I guess, continue teaching Mason and maybe go fishing with Gambit.
Just as long as you don't skip me on the water. Like I could probably
Mason,
get
do
up.
you know how to catch fish?
What?
You don't
Mason,
see
do you know
Mason's.
how to catch?
You don't see eyes on Mason, but you can imagine he looks down at himself. I'm a rock. Though he actually wouldn't understand what you said.
What did Gambit say?
Does Mason know how to fish?
I don't think so.
Hmm. Does he want to learn? I can teach him.
Do you want to learn how to fish, Mason?
I can learn how to be a fish.
Not how to be a fish, how to catch fish.
Why would you want to catch a fish?
So you can cook them and eat them.
I mean, I guess I could learn how. I can't really eat them, but I could try to catch them.
He says yes.
Okay. So you take a string and you take something sharp and you put a worm on it and then you throw it in the water and then you kind of just dangle it and hope that you get one.
What's he saying?
Can I think it will translate.
Ah, so we ran into our first quandary, which is that I do not have hands.
I mean,
Wait, does he have hands? Just a little art that I think I put art. I think.
He didn't before, but he might have grown hands since then.
Let me see. It'll depend on the picture that I sent of Mason a bit ago. Let's see. Scroll up past
I
Estrella.
thought there was the picture.
He's gotten these little rock hands that he can maneuver around and roll across his body somehow. Apparently he's been eating well. Because I think we decided yes on the potential rock picture.
You can just share the image with me once you find it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna reply to it in this one. He will try to carefully hold string in his hands, have a hard time tying, not having opposable thumbs yet. But if you help him tie it, he will hold a stick with a string on it into the water to try and fish.
Yippee!
All right. So here's the question: is whether or not fishing is a skill or luck, or a bit of both.
It's both.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
So I guess that actually, even more than most things, applies to having a D20 roll. So do you have a fishing skill? What base skill do we think is most appropriate for fishing? Wisdom? Dexterity? Those are the two that would come to mind.
It's both wisdom and dexterity.
Then roll whichever you prefer for fishing. I don't think you have fisherman's tools. That's like a skill.
But you can just make them.
Well, yeah,
Can I
like,
roll
as
a survival check?
Gambit knows how to do it. He's lived on the water his whole life.
Oh yeah, he knows how to make
it.
It
Would be weird for him not to know how to
But you're not
fish.
like a professional fisherman. Yeah, you're having an easy time.
You don't have to be a professional
Are you
fisherman
trying to like
fish.
hand fish, or are you trying to fish with a fishing rod?
Well, considering we're teaching Mason how to fish, I suppose the fishing rod will be occupied by him, so I'm going to use my paws.
In that case, you can use a survival check. Because if you were using a fishing rod, I would say it wouldn't work. Ooh. And now Mason gets to roll
Like Mulan.
Mason has a hard time. John, Hugh, as they're fishing and enjoying their morning on the river, as Gambit and Thicker are catching like a full bucket of fish. Like, let's see, river fish, like sturgeons and
God.
This would be a big river. Is it a big river?
it's a pretty wide river. I mean, you've got buildings on it.
How many feet deep?
15, 20, somewhere around there.
The questions you get asked as the DM.
Yep, the things you'll never expect, like how to come up with. This was my mistake. Was starting to name fish things with you. That was my mistake. I'd forgotten.
Yes, that was. I
Yep.
don't think we're catching sturgeons. If they are
Fine,
sturgeons,
then
they're
you're
real
catching,
tiny.
like-
You realize the sturgeon, the average size of a river sturgeon is 3 feet.
I didn't know. I saw a
2 to
name
3
on a
feet.
picture. Would you catch like catfish or sunfish? Perhaps
Catfish, trout.
trout or
Sunfish?
bass?
The
Not
largest
sunfish.
bony fish in the world? No.
Okay, so not that one. Thank you.
We're like salmon.
You catch
as a river
catfish
fish,
and
or trout.
and salmon and maybe some carp.
Yeah.
And one goldfish.
There we
One
go.
large invasive goldfish.
Nuh-uh. Okay. If it's invasive, a carp. We can catch a carp.
Well, now that that's solved,
It's all in the details, man.
John,
What's up?
what do you do?
We're going to find a paper provider. I don't know where that would be.
Make an investigation check. Nice. Doesn't take you too long to realize there's no paper mill or anything like that, but you do find a trading post. There we go. Knock off your things again. How much did I decide? So I decided paper. I believe when I do my calculations, I ended up running on 3 copper per sheet of printed paper in the town when I was doing my calculations for Actually, I have a note here for performance. No, I don't have a listing for what I wanted paper to be because I knew paper at least there. I'm going to say for now 1 piece of paper is 5 copper. But you find a trading post. Entering in, you see a halfling man, which if you can roleplay if you'd like, he would introduce himself as Jareth. He has pretty much all the standard non-magical adventuring gear you could want, as well as some healing potions. And components of 25
Morning,
gold
my good
pieces
sir.
or less. Good morning.
I need to acquire some paper.
Alright, I've got some for you.
Normal sheet size paper. It's fine. How much do you have?
200 sheets. That's all we had delivered last time. We don't use it too often. Well, I guess we had more than that, but we needed more delivered when we were getting close. So, 200 sheets or so.
Oh, you won't need that many.
How many do you
We
want?
want to go to 10 inch, so we'll go with 50 sheets. Why not?
Alrighty.
I don't know. How big is Calcite?
It's a town that is a bit over a couple of miles from top to bottom. It's probably got a population sitting in the 3,000 maybe. That's a random number I'm picking that I feel
I take it back.
is
75. Why not?
maybe even a little bit bigger than that. I don't know. Somewhere. It's got a number of people in it. It's not super duper tiny. It's not a know everyone's name small, but it's small. Okay, so 375 copper pieces, or 3
75
gold,
times
7
5.
silver, and 5 copper.
So 3 gold, 7 silver, 5 copper. All
Yep.
right.
Just 375
Fine.
copper pieces.
I can't do that math. Hold on.
I just said it's 375 copper pieces, so 3 gold, 7 silver, 5 copper.
Yeah, I have 4 silver. I'm trying to remember the conversion right here.
10 to 1.
Yeah. Okay. That'd be 7 left there. And that'd be 84. And you said 5 copper?
Yeah.
52. Cool.
He will get together and bind and wrap in a not quite waterproof, but more protective parchment. Not parchment, more like because I guess that's basically at that point you're getting paper. Sort of a butcher's paper type of wrapping around it, just to help keep it from the elements. Here you are.
I guess I also ought to get, because we didn't hire a printer this time, I need to get a pen and some ink as well, probably.
Alright, an ink pen will run you 2 more copper pieces. And for ink, let's see, a 1 ounce ink bottle. We're just going to go with D&D's. For proper ink, that'll be 10 gold pieces.
10 gold pieces for an ounce of ink.
Have you ever tried to
Dang.
milk a squid?
Fair enough.
High quality ink sticks take like years to make.
I get 2 bottles of ink, 2 pens.
Cool beans. 24, or 2 gold, no, 20 gold and 4 copper pieces.
Yep. Done.
Drinks at the bar. Oh, that was from the performance, or not the performance, the party. Wasn't sure what that item was. Good to know. You successfully procure your items of preference. Gambit and Thicket, you easily find. Like, over the course of however long you spend, I'm just gonna make an item called fish. There's no item in the game that's just labeled fish. And I'm gonna give each fish, I don't know, how expensive do you think a single fish is? In real life, $10? $5?
A single fish?
Single raw fish?
Just for, like-
Depends on the fish.
Depends on the fish.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
We're
it
just
depends
gonna-
on the fish,
pound.
and also if it's just like fresh out of the water, not butchered or anything, it's probably cheaper.
We're gonna call it 5 copper pieces then. For a fish.
Also, you're selling this fish to a river-dwelling city. It's probably not worth as much.
Yeah.
This is true. That makes
As
it
in,
even
like,
cheaper.
vacuo.
So that's where the sometimes people buy things for more or less than these are not listed on the item. But I'll say with Gambit's roll, you're gonna catch 15 fish over the
Does
course
Mason
of the
catch any
day.
fish?
No, he rolled a 7 on his fishing.
Okay, Gambit will sneakily put a fish on it and then throw it in, and then like pretend that he caught a fish.
I think you got to roll deception for that.
Oh,
You do.
easy.
Sleight of hand. Sleight of hand.
Take it, you catch 8 fish through your claw method.
Yippee! I am awesome.
You're clawsome.
Uh-huh.
Ha
Got him.
ha.
That one wasn't very good.
That was a really good sleight of hand, and now he's gonna have to do strength to pull the fish out of the water after he managed to hook it onto his thing. He does.
A tiny
He made
one. It's a tiny one.
It's a
It's
small
tiny
fish. It's, you know, a little bit bigger than a minnow, probably. As
How does the
you
rock
six,
pull it out?
he
the
rolls
arms?
backwards.
He rolls.
He has tiny. He has
Oh.
tiny arms that we've discovered. He has tiny arms and tiny
Oh.
feet now. He's grown.
He's growing.
As he does manage to pull and like roll, kind of a alligator death roll. He just like turns to the side and rolls with the stick to move away from the shore and pull the fish up onto the shore before waddling back over. We did it! I got it!
Yay! Good job!
Oh my gosh. Why did that take so long? Is it supposed to take that long?
Remind me what Mason eats. Just like dirt or something.
Yeah, dirt and rocks and really any earth material. Typically, they prefer more valuable materials, gemstones, things like that. But earth elementals can eat any kind of earth and stone. So they can subsist off of dirt if they need to. But it's better for them if they can get different types of materials to get different, basically vitamins, essentially, to eat just different types of rocks. They can subsist off of just one kind, but they prefer different types. And it's not just like
Gotta
gemstones,
get
but
those
like,
vitamins and minerals.
yeah, the type of rock like calcite and tuff, which are just the names of towns in this game. Isn't Tuff the name of the town? One of the towns? I can't recall. Yes, it is. It is.
got
It
the
is.
map
It
up.
is. Yep. I just checked. It's south of Vacuo. And Micah, the MICA, not MICAH. That's me. Micah's. There's a type of rock that he would enjoy eating. You know, eat different rock things. So the fish means nothing to him ultimately. But well, it means something to him because he caught it.
Good job.
Why did it take so long? We sat here for... Looks up at the sun. Must have been hours.
Well, the
You
best
can't
thing
understand him.
for
You can say Thicket translates at any point you wish, but if you don't say it, no one else
It's
understands.
translate whenever possible.
Alright, Thicket will translate whenever possible going forward. Got it.
Like, no, stop. You can't answer because you don't understand.
So why does it take so long?
Because the key to fishing is patience.
Why?
It's a waiting game. You gotta wait.
The game? Did I win?
Yeah. Yes.
You did. You caught a fish.
I never won a game before.
How does it feel?
Pretty good. I like winning.
Very nice. Yeah, it's good.
I won a game when I got you.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Wait, you can win things when you win games?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Did I
Like
win
you
the-
won a fish.
Oh, I won the fish. Huh. The fish doesn't look good, though. Do we need to put it back in the water or something?
If you want to, or we can sell it for a little bit of money.
I don't
Or we
need
can just
money.
eat it.
Isn't it a minnow? Wouldn't that be like a quarter of a copper, maybe?
I mean, if it
It's
is a
bait.
fishing town, people need bait, so
He
a
looks down
copper's
the-
a copper.
I don't need to eat. Y'all got some. And he will
But
push the
do you
fish
eat
back
copper?
into the water.
Okay.
He stops. I can eat copper. Like the coins and stuff.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so we'll just trade the fish for copper, and then you can eat it.
Oh. He will begin to push the fish back toward y'all.
Everyone watch your pockets. Mason's developing expensive taste.
It starts with copper.
Starts with copper. Next thing you know, he's gonna be chewing on your platinum pieces. He takes one bite of the gold. This is fake. What? Yeah, it's fake. It's got zinc on the inside.
You know, there is such a thing as fake gold, and it's like fool's gold.
Yeah. Iron
Nope.
pyrite.
You're explaining things to a rock. You're explaining rocks to a rock.
I mean, that was Micah. Micah
This
just
whole
knows what
campaign
iron
is
pyrite
based
is.
off of geology.
Yeah,
You
this
know how to
whole...
write
I'm sure Micah knows about fool's gold.
I do appreciate you bringing it up, though. He would happily eat
I
iron
didn't know.
pyrite.
You just said it was like gold-coated zinc, and I'm like,
That's
I've
also a
never
thing.
heard of that
I
being
think-
used as because that seems like a way harder way to fake gold than
I'm pretty
just
sure
get some-
it was... Well,
all right.
I'll explain the historical context behind that in a minute. So you're making advertisements? What day
Yeah,
are
Doug, do you know how to
staying?
write?
Does Doug know how to what?
Does Doug know how to write?
It's a great question. I think so.
Okay.
Thicket inexplicably knows how to write, so
Thicket does
I put it
does
in
inexplicitly.
I put it in the game chat. Outside flyers.
Where is it?
Player note, Calcite Flyers.
Yeah, just
Look at that.
scroll. It's about halfway in the window.
There's a couple dice rolls after I put it in there.
Throw it in the chat again. I'm just gonna add this to my references page for now.
Okay.
Verisimility summoned by the mysterious and magnificent pair of Tria and the Lord of Coral, as well as the majority of Vacuo. Behold the splendor of splendid spinners, spluttering, splashful, and spirited sprouts have spoken and sung sagas, featuring original music written and performed by the pair using various strange and wonderful instruments. Hurry and hear these two, one night only, at the Green Barrow Inn, tonight at 7 p.m. And don't miss this one-in-a-lifetime experience.
I may have embellished a little bit.
That's fine. Most of the things you said weren't untrue. Alright, you begin to distribute the flyers. You'll enjoy your fishing
Yep.
as the afternoon moves forward. Yeah. After the drama and the party being able to relax and have what amounts to a small vacation or day off after dealing with the hags, saving a town, fighting various Grimm, dealing with interpersonal conflicts, and wanting to bond, it looks like the bonding experiences have already started. Yeah, I think that would be a fine place to end the session for the night, at least the official side of things.
I would like to note that I did earlier say that I'd be willing to perform with him, and I would just follow back up, but I didn't say I went with him to do all the fire stuff.
What were you doing?
No, Doug went with me.
Yes.
Doug went. So
In that case, before we stop, what is Garon doing?
So the first thing that happened was when he was alone, he pulled out a sending stone, and do you want me to write in Discord or chat?
Either way works. If you do it in Discord, I can just copy it over to chat. So either way, I'd say Discord.
Let me do it that way then. Yeah. Let me do. I'll do it in Remnant Lunar Archon.
Yeah, there or session highlights both work.
25 words. All right. Rusty had a tough week. Fought with the group. Worked it out. Missing you more than I thought.
Wait, is there some sort of relationship here that?
Yes,
Oh,
dude.
It's been a will they won't they thing for a while, so
I must have forgot about this. It's been a while since we talked to Rusty, so.
They had like a whole date.
They've been
Yes.
flirting
Oh,
for
yeah.
ages.
we did. And it's
And
funny
Garon's
because
always like, we're traveling. I don't have time for a relationship.
I forgot about that. It's been so long.
and then we worked out a sending stone agreement thing. Like, it was funny, and what was great is like Garon really enjoyed the date, but Rusty didn't, because it didn't go where she thought it was going to go, and he was completely clueless about it because, again, 8 wisdom. But but he was super hyped about it, and then he's like, "Hey, wait, this can be a way for us to communicate." So yeah. Anyway, so 25 words. Rusty had a tough week, fought with the group, worked it out, missing you more than I thought. Hope all is well. And then when it looks like he has like the place to himself or whatever, he's going to just spend at least the morning until lunch trying to train Jackie. But how did we get in contact with Sasha before? Did someone have the spell sending?
My sending stone.
Yeah, we had another sending stone.
Okay, so then I'll be like, okay, well, hopefully I'll see pick up for lunch, but I need him to try to ask Sasha when she can maybe come get us. Because Garon can't imagine how much more they can do in this town. Like there's still stuff to do, and since we are on the mend, like he's got like a renewed zeal. But yeah, that was his morning. And then when does John write flyers and where?
I guess right after we pick up the paper and the pens.
Are you doing it there, or are you bringing it back to the villas?
We'll probably bring it back, and then write them all out and then post them around town.
Okay.
And planning for tonight.
At any point, do you show Garon?
If Gron's still at the villas, then yeah, probably.
Yeah, he's like out in the open area, just like training Jackie.
Yeah, I guess I'll show him. Probably show him the first copy.
Okay, he's like, you misspelled my name. You might want to get that fixed.
Where?
Good job, girl. Oh, it's actually EVENSTAR, like the evening star. But
look at that.
Some people have they'll say Evan Star. They'll put it all together, and that's fine. I don't really care how it's said, but when it's spelled, now if you want me to be Evan Star, like EVAN, I can do that. I can disguise myself and be like a pretend version of myself or whatever. It can be a weird.
I will fix that for the rest of the copies. This one you can keep that one.
I will, and I will bring it out every once in a while and laugh at you.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't let you have that one then.
It's fine.
John will go fix the mistake and then finish the rest.
What are you trying to teach Jackie?
She did something unique, her bark thing, right?
Something seemed different. Oh, also, when you send that message, you get the response. I'm sorry things were so difficult. I'm glad everything is working out. Things are well, rebuilding after the grim attack. I am flattered.
Alright.
Yeah, she definitely, something felt different.
Alright, yeah. I guess I'll try to figure out how to help her control that bark and do whatever that was. So I don't know.
Describe what you're doing for me. How are you trying to help her with her bark?
Okay, so alright, girl. You know that bark that like roar, that was really nice and loud and powerful? Does she like pick up on any of that? Like, I'm not good at this. I'm like, think it normally translates for me.
It's true.
Does she pick up on any of that in any way? Like,
Yeah, roll animal handling.
all right, I get to use the book, right?
Pardon?
I get to use intelligence because of the book, right?
I don't know what the book does. Yes, now I remember what book you're talking about. Yes, you can use intelligence for your animal handling.
It's not letting me change the stat anymore.
So
there's a lock.
There's a lock on the player box now.
Click the thing above.
on the
Unlock your
top
sheet.
right, next to the
Oh,
open
okay.
health and stuff. Yeah.
All right, there we go. And I will. Oh wait, yeah, I should do this first. Let's do this first. The point. So +4. Oh, nice, solid.
You point heroically.
Love just. Yes, indeedy doodle.
You handle animally.
Hey.
So what do you describe what you're doing? How are you trying to teach her?
I mean, just like that. It's like, so is she able to pick up on anything that I'm trying to say? Like, I'm trying to
That's right. This was to check and see. She seems to be understanding you. She barks in response.
So, all right. So if it seems like there's like some kind of like understanding here, all right, can you do that whenever you feel like it, or do we need to practice so you get better at it? And I don't know if that makes sense, but if you can do it, I guess bark once. If you can't and you need a lot of help, bark twice.
Go get the police, Lassie.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally, is Timmy in a well?
Just one bark.
Okay.
As much as she understands, it seems like she thinks yes.
Okay. All right. Well, can you try it now? Can we do the bark?
She looks around.
Do the roar.
Where are you doing this?
I mean, like out into the open air. I don't know. I don't want her to like. I don't want it. If it can.
I mean,
if
like
it's
what
like
part
a
of
Sonic,
town? Are you like near woods? Are you just in the field?
No, this is the villas. This is all the villas. This is all in the morning. This is in the villas between the two
You're
buildings.
in the building?
I'm outside. I'm not. No, I'm not in them. I'm between them, somewhere nearby. I'm outside.
Okay.
I'm training a dog. I'm not going to train her in the house.
Okay. I'm just making sure I know where you are, what you're doing.
You're fine. You're fine. But I'm just like, what would I?
That's why I was confused. I was like, are you sure you want to be inside a house?
Yeah, definitely not.
Do me a favor and roll a charisma check for Jackie.
Oh, let's go, Nats one.
She turns and lets out a single bark that you feel like reverberates through your bones, as it's louder than her normal ones for sure. And she barks toward this fruit tree off to the side that has, we'll say apples, an apple tree off to the side. And like moments after, as she barks toward it, one of the apples, as though it's affected by force, breaks off and flies from the tree in the opposite direction of her.
Nice.
She looks to you and wags her tail excitedly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely getting scritches. Definitely getting a treat. Man, I mean, I guess I'll just be working on that then. I'll need to buy some treats, so that might be my afternoon. But yeah, I'm good and fun, since it seems like that's about where we're stopping is what we did for the morning.
I will be adding something to her sheet over the week to reflect this ability.
Okay. Does she seem tougher, stronger, faster?
She does
smarter?
seem hardier than normal.
Okay.
More so than she did before she died. In fact, she
So
even has 6 hit points now instead of the normal 3 or 4. And 2d6
So
hit dice.
The flower is my best guess, right?
That's up to you to decide.
I mean, I guess then the question that I guess I'm asking is, does it seem completely out of character that it was the flower? Because I guess it could have been the Fey Forest. It could have been there could be a lot. I guess I don't know, but maybe I'll have her investigated.
Come to whatever conclusion you like. Also, for some reason, you have proficiency in everything.
You mean my character sheet?
Yeah.
I had the same problem last time I leveled up.
I think there was an issue with the Jack of all trades stuff. So we'll fix that here in a minute. But I think
I can here.
I just need to.
Oh man, I don't even remember what all my proficiencies are now. Oh golly.
Yeah, I got to pick new proficiencies last time.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't remember either.
So you're welcome. You get a chance to pick new proficiencies and get half proficiency on everything else. I do think your expertises are all the same though, as they were before.
Yeah, those
I think they're accurate. But as the party relaxes, playing with dogs, catching fish, drawing up and handing out flyers for a performance, casual day coming through, we focus in on a familiar building of these 4 squarish halls in this courtyard in the center, in a familiar town. Focus down toward one corner and go down beneath the ground into a mixture of laboratories, of studies, of storage. And down one corridor we find what looks to be a series of small cells. Not a prison, but a handful of holding locations. A guard sitting off to the side, twiddling his thumbs, looking around, seemingly bored from whatever's happening. A reaching into the camera, a greenish hand, and just a whisper. You want to see her again, don't you? All you have to do is let me go. That's where we're gonna end the session.
What?
Blah, blah, blah.
Do. Honk.
Yeah, do yourself.
Everyone hold your breath. Micah's being ominous again.
I'm being ominous. I guess I need to reward quest XP because y'all didn't kill anything.
And our copper.
Money!
And the copper.
Money, money, money.
Money, please.
What are your bets on what that thing was? I think you can pretty much assume, but still.
A hag? I don't know.
Vecna.
I don't know who that is.
Vecna is probably not going to show up in this campaign.
It's the negative decim. It's that one.
Negative decim. Oh, the scary lady.
Yeah.
Scary feminine figure in your dreams.
Yeah.
Who knows? 5 copper pieces have been distributed appropriately apart the party. And on that
You mean who knows? You know.
Yes, this is true. I do know. I know all the things. And on that glorious note, or self-aggrandizing note, I guess, maybe even narcissistic, we're going to end the session, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully you have a wonderful week. Catch you later.